In today's world, the number of skills you could learn is just completely overwhelming. It's like you're standing in a library the size of a city and you don't have a map. Well, what if you did? Today, we're going to take a guided tour of the MIE Digital Library, and we're going to use it to map out the entire landscape of modern professional skills.
So let me ask you a question. What's the single most valuable skill you can learn right now? Is it coding, strategic negotiation, maybe artificial intelligence? The honest truth is, there's no one right answer for everybody. It all depends on where you want to go. The real trick isn't just finding a skill, it's understanding all the different paths that are open to you. And that's exactly what we're going to explore. We're not just looking at a list of books here. Think of this digital library as a huge, detailed map, a blueprint for your professional growth that shows how all these different areas of knowledge connect, how they build on each other, and how they can create some really powerful career paths. All right, so here's our game plan. We'll start with the big picture of the library, then we'll build our foundation with those core skills everyone needs. After that, we'll trace the path to leadership, and then dive deep into mastering the tech toolkit. And finally, we'll put it all together so you can design your very own learning blueprint.
First up, let's just get a sense of the scale we're dealing with. This isn't just a handful of topics. It's a whole universe of knowledge, all carefully put together for today's professional.
We're talking about more than 10 major skill categories, and the range is just incredible. It goes from the absolute fundamentals like business planning and SWOT analysis, all the way to the super specialized stuff like advanced hacking and network security. It's a complete ecosystem for learning. Okay, so where do we even begin on a map this big? Well, every great structure starts with a solid foundation. So let's think of these next skills as the trunk of a giant tree. They're the core strengths that support every single career path, no matter what field you're in.
So we've kind of bundled a few of the library's categories into this one foundational block. It covers all the essentials. Business basics, so you actually understand how companies work. Those crucial soft skills, which are really the engine of teamwork. Career development to help you navigate your own journey. And even training skills like coaching, so you can help lift others up too.
And look, this isn't just abstract theory. We're talking about real, tangible abilities. For example, you've got guides in here like secrets of critical thinking and effective communication. These are the skills that form the absolute bedrock of any long-term success.
You know, it's worth pausing on this term, soft skills. It's not about being soft. It's about being effective. These are the skills, communication, creativity, teamwork, that allow all your other technical knowledge to actually make an impact in the real world. They are a force multiplier for everything else you learn, I promise you.
All right, once that foundation is rock solid, our map starts to show us the path upward. This is the journey from being a great team member to becoming a manager and eventually a true strategic leader.
This chart tells such a great story about how your value increases as you move up this path. If we use the library's own pricing as a guide, you see this clear progression. Foundational soft skills are valued around $30, tactical management at $40, but then strategic management makes this huge leap to $60. And why is that? It's because strategic thinking scales. It doesn't just solve one problem, it sets the direction for the entire organization. The more strategic you are, the more valuable you become.
So, what does that jump from tactical to strategic actually look like in practice? Well, on the left, you've got tactical skills. This is the day-to-day stuff, managing a budget, fixing immediate problems, handling conflicts. But on the right, strategic skills are all about shaping the future, negotiating big deals, setting long-term vision, and guiding the whole organization. It's the critical shift from just thinking how to really understanding why.
And the cool thing is, the path to leadership isn't always some straight, boring line. The library shows us that it can be really creative and unconventional. You find these amazing titles like Lego and Leadership or Art of Leadership, which just goes to show that the best insights can come from the most unexpected places.
And now we get to the highly specialized branches of our skill tree. Let's be honest, in the digital age, being technically skilled is pretty much non-negotiable for a ton of roles. This part of the library is where you go to build out that expert's toolkit. The tech world is huge, but we can break it down into a few key areas. You've got programming, the languages we use to actually build our digital world. You've got networking, which is the backbone that connects everything. There's security, the whole discipline that protects it all, and of course, the new frontier, AI and data science, which is just completely redefining what's even possible.
This section covers the whole spectrum of tech skills, and it all starts with the act of creation. A title like Learn Python, for example, is a gateway. It's the fundamental tool that lets you build apps, analyze data, and just bring your ideas to life. But that's only half the story.
Because for everything we create, there's a need for defense. So right alongside those creation skills, you've got these high-stakes titles like hack-proofing your network. The point is, a truly complete tech professional understands both sides of this coin, how to build things and how to protect them.
And this section has some of the most fascinating surprises. I mean, the useful hacking category goes way beyond what you'd expect. You'll find guides on Google hacks to become a search wizard, PDF hacks for productivity, and even the secrets of lockpicking. It just shows that having a hacker mindset can be applied to solving all kinds of everyday problems.
And here's one final, really vital point about the Tech Toolkit. The library is constantly connecting the high-level theory to the hands-on practical tools. So you can learn the big concept, like agile principles, and then immediately learn how to apply it using a specific industry tool, like Primavera PMP. That link between the concept and the tool, that's where real mastery happens.
So, we've toured the library, we've seen the foundation, the path to leadership, and the specialized tech toolkits. Now, for the most important part. How do you use this map to chart your own course?
It really just comes down to a simple three-step process. First, set your goal. What role, what career are you actually aiming for? Second, use that goal to choose your path. Do you need to beef up your foundation, build leadership skills, or grab a new tech specialization? And finally, the most critical step of all, just start building. Pick one title, one skill, and dive in.
At the end of the day, this entire map, this whole library, it's all built on a timeless idea, one that Benjamin Franklin said best: an investment in knowledge pays the best interest. Every single skill you learn is an asset that grows over time, and it'll open doors you never even knew were there.
So let's end where we began. You have the map now. You know the terrain, from the foundational skills all the way to strategic and technical mastery. This entire universe of knowledge is right there at your fingertips. So the only question left is, what will you build first?